welcome back to Trailer Trash. I apologize, I'm a little under the weather today, but I'm gonna keep watching movie trailers, damn it. I do it for you guys, because it's so difficult, it's so strenuous watching movie trailers, I tell you. Anyway, this one's called Hell Motel. Let's check it out.
We'd like a room for the night. A honeymoon suite?
You know that I've been traveling through the night. Baby, I came.
Limited series. I already started thinking this reminded me a lot of the American Horror Story Hotel, which is about where I stopped watching American Horror Story. Not that I didn't like the Hotel series, but I don't know. I was just done with the series in general.
Welcome, everyone. Each one of you is a VIP of the true crime scene.
Please strap in.
We deliver total access to the most famous murder site in history.
A Cold River slaughter? And you give us the right to use whatever comes up for promotional purposes.
Typical influencer engagement contract.
Hello, selfie.
All the best horror takes place in isolation. Evil Dead, Cabin in the Woods, The Shining.
Yeah, all those more far superior movies. I don't know, it's a little blatant. I mentioned before, movies like Scream, they'll play on the whole horror movie tropes and even reference movies, but when you list them off like this, it's...
Do you think the original murderer has come back?
Maybe we have a copycat.
Thank you so much for the invite, but I want to check out.
Crazy murders like these, they never stop at just one.
He or she will strike again. Who do you think it's going to be?
The bigger question is why.
Ooh, I have a better question. Who do you want it to be?
We all have a killer hiding within us.
I mean, I like the concept. It's very much like the Chuck Palahniuk book Haunted, in a way. Just a bunch of influencers trapped in a isolated location, and they just sort of die off one by one. I guess the whole who's the killer kind of thing. Sure, why not? That's an angle to go with. My question though, they bring up well, who do you want to the killer to be, or who you want to die next? It's like, what if I want all of you to not survive this? I guess that would be one way to get people into watching it, is I want to see how all of them die, because none of them seem like interesting people. But yeah, it's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, it's a series, not a standalone movie, on Shudder, no less. Oh man, I think I still have a Shudder subscription, or did that get canceled? I should probably catch up on a lot of that stuff. I still haven't seen Late Night with the Devil. That and the VHS series were the only two reasons why I wanted Shudder. I should probably get back on that. Anyway, let's check out the comments. Top comment: I remember Motel Hell from childhood. Always thought the cover was creative, having a burnt out O. Motel Hell? From your childhood? Hold on. Oh. 1980 B movie dark comedy. A seemingly friendly farmer and his sister kidnap unsuspecting travelers and bury them alive, using them to create a special meat they are famous for. So not a blatant copy or ripoff or remake, whatever word you prefer. But that looks interesting too. And look at that. This is an 80s remake. I just finished seeing the original one really recently, but this one only goes far enough to really compliment it well. Thank you. What what, where was the whole farmers? No, this is a hotel where people got murdered, not farmers burying people for crops. I didn't get any of that off of it. I mean, there is the whole bit, and it's the thumbnail too, which is the only reason why I thought this would be interesting to look at, where they're spooking them with the human flesh meal. That's the thumbnail, literally right there. So that's about the only reference to the original I see, though. Everything else just seems like, again, people trapped in an isolated area, getting killed off one by one. At least with the Motel Hell, it looked like a comedy. Like it says, it's self-described itself as a comedy. This I didn't see anything funny about. Rory Calhoun is rolling in his grave. My deepest apologies, Mr. Calhoun. They know not what they do. Yeah, Rory Calhoun, I guess, original. Motel Hell, not Hell Motel. Not to be confused. So everybody seems to think that, like, this is somehow connected to that. I mean, I could see why. It's sort of a similar premise, but again, like, unless the whole idea is famous murders of this hotel, so maybe it's like years later after the events of the dark comedy takes place, more people show up and history repeats itself, maybe. But yeah, from what I got from the blurb on what the original movie's like and seeing the trailer for this, I don't see any connection whatsoever. So it's interesting people are just assuming that. Oh dear, this sounded good, yet seeing reality wannabes in a slasher film. Roll eyes, yawn, sleeping, thumbs down. More yawning, maybe? Well, that's the fun, though, is you root for the killer in that case, right? Isn't that kind of the idea behind old teenage slasher films? It was just like, man, teenagers really suck, don't they? Let's watch them get murdered. Is that in some sort of way like how it went, the whole societal aspect of slasher films back in the days was like old people shaking their fist at the young generation? No, because the young people are the ones who watch those movies, and arguably the ones who made those movies too. But yeah, we should do it where it's like, man, Gen Z, am I right? Let's watch them get murdered in slasher films. I don't know. I'm reaching. But yeah, it's a thing. Supposedly, maybe a remake of an 80s movie with just the words in the title swapped and very little to do with the original premise, but still somehow a remake. Yeah, sure, why not? I just was interested by the thumbnail alone because eating the head of a deep fried human head, called Motel Hell or Hell Motel, whichever one this one's called. It kind of gave me a sort of Blue Oyster Cult vibes. They could check out whenever they like, but they can never leave. Now that would be a cool movie concept. Just the song Hotel California, the movie, call it Hotel California. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.